Trump declared war on the deep state. I don't know if you heard about that. He was going to take down all the cabal and stuff like that.
You got an asshole and a psychopath as a leader. We need to pull it.
I mean, he's doing what he should for his country.
President Trump says he's serious about making Canada the 51st state.
What I'd like to see, Canada become our 51st state. We don't need them for anything.
I called him Governor Trudeau because they should be the 51st state. The people of Canada like it.
I'd rather die than become an American.
The whole 51st state thing, nobody likes that here.
I think you guys are in big trouble. I think you should think about emigrating to Canada.
I was with Wayne Gretzky. I said, Wayne, would you like to be the governor of Canada? I can't imagine anybody doing any better than Wayne.
During our trip across Ontario, we asked 100 Canadians.
What do you think about President Trump?
The answer was much more nuanced than the media may have you believe.
He may be an asshole, but he got a lot of balls.
In this video, we share our conversations from 5 cities, starting in Niagara Falls and ending in Windsor, the so-called tariff capital of Canada.
We're Canadians and we don't have Donald Trump.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Not much. I try not to.
I always assume Canadians really hate Trump and everything. Is that fair to say, or are there Canadians who like him at all?
I don't know one that does. Maybe there is.
Like Trump right now. What I believe is he's trying to reverse free trade, and which I think is awesome.
I think most Americans would be surprised to hear you say something pro-Trump, because as far as everyone down there thinks, they think everyone in Canada hates Trump.
Oh, well, there's certain people that do, because of the tariffs.
He's killing the economy. He doesn't understand. He protects the rich. Poor people, they can do nothing. He's for the rich. I thought he will help more his own people. We pay 25% tariff. It's already kicked in, and people suffer. They're going to cut down the business. They're going to lay people off. 25%. You're talking about 25% out of the dollar. That's a lot.
From Niagara Falls, we headed to Hamilton, Canada's Pittsburgh, its steel capital.
What do you think about our president?
He really is. I'm surprised somebody hasn't attempted to shoot him again. That kid that shot at him before, too bad he wasn't a marksman.
Trump, I don't know. I don't hate the guy. I mean, he's doing what he should for his country. And I heard he's taking over D.C. right now. I think that's right, too. I said we should be doing the same thing he's doing. Take over our cities. The mayors aren't doing their jobs, and there's drugs and homelessness and all that. Take over. Now here you can probably tell things are cleaner. And I think that's all Trump wants the mayors in the U.S. to do. Whether it's Chicago, Washington, New York, there's enough money there. You should be maintaining stuff.
What do you think about our president and the situation with this 51st state?
My opinion would be that it's a bit arrogant. From sheer landmass, it dwarfs any other state. Population is not big, and it has its own sovereignty and independence, and then within it we have quite a few different ethnic groups. For example, a fairly high hubris by the president to say that we should become the 51st state. The thing that would scare me the most is the Supreme Court being stockpiled with people who share a position. I always thought that the Supreme Court was the place for the best minds, not for somebody who thought the way you did. Appointing people because of how you think they'll vote in the future, that's just crass. My granddaughter says that's a sad pity.
After Hamilton, we visited Brampton, a majority Indian metropolis.
We're from the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate Trump. I want to shoot him.
I'll give you 2 reasons. Trump is actually not that bad.
Right, a piece of garbage.
Because he keeps it real, but he is a little asshole. At the end of the day, is an asshole, no?
Yeah. What do you think he did to his family? He got rid of them, deported them.
Can we control what you guys do over there? No. Can you control what we do over here? No. We're equal.
Should be equal.
We're neighbors. We should be nice to our neighbors.
Now, in these places, we realize that Trump's tariffs and the 51st state talk has sparked a wave of nationalism in Canada. Across Ontario, Canadian flags have been raised, made in Canada products are promoted in supermarkets, and nationalist slogans have been put up by homes, governments, and businesses.
Oh, 51st state talk? That's never made all of us more patriotic. I do not buy American products. I look for Canadian. I always did, but now I really look for Canadian products. So it's offensive to us, and I think I speak for a lot of people. Politics aside, that was a bit insulting. But honestly, it's made Canada probably more united, more patriotic, probably stronger. Makes you realize what you have.
Even some conservative Canadians who opposed immigration often hated Trump, like this self-described redneck in Brampton.
I love the American people. You got an asshole and a psychopath as a leader. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. I love going to the States, but I'll never go back. This guy's fucked it up for everything. We need to pull it.
Even so, Trump had many Canadian supporters. Now, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe. We're planning a whole bunch more Canadian content, including from Alberta, Northern Canada, British Columbia, and more. Smash that subscribe button if you want to know more about what's going on. In Toronto, we expected to hear only anti-Trump takes. Yet that's not what happened.
I understand what he's trying to do, kind of agree with a number of the things that he's actually trying to do. However, he has to go about it a little differently with Canadians. The whole 51st state thing, nobody likes that here. But I think he also knows that. But you know, he's always playing for ratings. It's always half-truths when they say now he's put 35% tariffs on Canada. The reality is those 35% tariffs are on, I think it's about 5% of the goods. Almost everything is still under the free trade agreement. So he makes it look like it's a big deal. And many Canadians too think it's a big deal because they don't know that nuance. He just likes to make a lot of noise. It's like a dictator.
So I'm going to be very honest and open with you. The only thing that I like about President Trump is his support for the state of Israel. That's the only thing. Otherwise, I think he's a bit of a madman and a bit very egocentric, and I don't understand how Americans voted for him.
You know, right now, you guys have 150 Canadians in ICE detention, including 2 kids that are below the age of 4. That's inexcusable. We're neighbors. It's absolutely appalling. And yeah, of course it brings with it troubles, but they're not eating cats and dogs like that asshole suggested. To be fair, I think most Americans are oblivious to it. This is a guy that talked about making us adding 4 or 5 or 6 states to the United States by absorbing Canada. Well, you know, fuck off. He's going after universities, going after education, going after U.S. aid, which did more for the U.S. reputation globally than probably anything. Oh, I think you guys are in big trouble. I think you should think about emigrating to Canada. Like, imagine you guys electing a guy who's been convicted of sexual assault. He's been convicted of fraud. He's a horrible human being, and somehow a whole bunch of the electorate decided he'd make a good president? Really? A huge percent of the population in every country in the world can't really pay attention to what's going on because they're working their asses off. But they're vulnerable to mass media, and mass media now has become stuff like social media, Twitter. We're not exposed to balanced, thoughtful arguments, and we're vulnerable to stuff that villainizes others. As I think Fox News and social media over the last 25 years have managed to demonize a portion of the population that should never have been demonized.
You know, there was nothing Canadians did to deserve this attack on our economy. It's just horrible what's been going on, actually. Trump's attacks on us. It united the country. Everybody banded together and voted for Carney because he was the best option to deal with Trump. Respect our sovereign country. Don't tell us what to do.
Well, talking to people in each of these cities, we kept hearing the same thing. To know how Canadians really feel about Trump, go to Windsor.
Put it nicely like this, Windsor's the southern asshole of Canada.
Windsor, on the border with Detroit, is a manufacturing city closely integrated with the U.S. economy. It's therefore one of the cities most threatened by U.S. tariffs.
Because Windsor is Canada's auto capital, literally a kilometer away, we have the city of Detroit, which is the motor city. So we have this tightly integrated economy that any threat that disrupts it with the effect of tariffs will have a negative impact on my city and our country for sure. Certainly a lot of uneasiness and a lot of uncertainty here in Windsor.
Windsor was dead before Trump came along. It was already dying before he came along. He's not going to help it. He's not going to make it worse.
Across Ontario, people told us that Windsor was livid about Trump's treatment of them, but that's not what we found.
If people were to understand geopolitics a little more, they would understand why everything is falling apart around here.
But you're going to hear passionate people, liberal, conservative. It's divided Canada.
What I don't understand is Trump saying that Canada produces shitty steel. They bought bulletproof metal from Algoma Steel for years, but it's shitty metal. Trump buy it.
So why do you think Trump is picking on Canada?
He wants access to the minerals that Canada has, and our leaders just don't want to sit down with President Trump and garner a deal. They would rather go over to England and cry to the king and this and that and make a deal with everybody else and not sit down with the president. And this is a North American continent. There's no reason we should be arguing.
It's like little kids having a tantrum back and forth. That's it.
When he brought up the idea of the 51st state, that's the most ludicrous idea to take over the country. But in the end, what he wants, what anybody who has any bit of education and knows anything about Trump knows, he's a master negotiator. In the end, he's more than likely what he is aiming for, and most Canadians will be on board for this. Open up the trade. Let the minerals flow, the jobs will flow, the oil will flow, the resources will flow, the employment will go, and everybody will be happy.
So if our laws changed, if we became the 51st state, I don't know if you've been hearing about that. I don't know what your support is about Trump, but I like Trump. Like, he's pro-freedom, right? That's how I see it. He's pro-freedom. We need that over here too. That's gonna take action against these criminals in power. Some stuff I don't agree with, but a lot of the stuff I do. Trump declared war on the deep state. I don't know if you heard about that. He did declare war on the deep state, that he was gonna take down all the cabal and stuff like that, sex traffickers and stuff like that. They're going down. Like, they're going down hard. Like, he's coming for them. So we need somebody like that over here that's going to do the same thing. But it's an eye-opener, right? It puts you on alert that this actually happens in reality, and it needs to end. Because in order for the illusion of freedom to end, we can't end the illusion until we save all these people. During COVID, I tried to tell a lot of people what was going on, and they didn't want to hear it. But not everybody has an open mind.
Across Ontario, we found intense hostility to Trump, yet it was by no means unanimous. Many people support Trump's conservative and nationalist policies, especially his approach to immigration and sometimes free trade.
Since NAFTA was approved in 1994, the worst trade deal ever made by any country, I think, in the world.
When President Clinton filed the North American Free Trade Agreement, that allowed a lot of jobs to go down to Mexico, leave Canada. It didn't matter, you could still sell the products here, but that's why it was such a bad deal for Canada and for the US. It was horrible for everybody. All it was to feed the investors.
All our factories went to Mexico. Cheaper rate, no environmental laws, you know what I mean?
Is that NAFTA? What we would call NAFTA in the US?
Yeah, you got it. If we have no free trade, then Canada has to open factories to make their own stuff, to do their own thing, right? The same as the US. You don't deal with it yourselves, right? So that's where, when free trade came in, that stopped happening. That's the way it was before.
Still, most resented his 51st state talk and his treatment of Canada.
Canada is a vast place, bigger than America. So I don't know how the hell you think it can be 50, what? We're supposed to be 53 state, because he doesn't understand the dynamics of how big Canada is.
I don't claim to understand the economics behind it, but I'd rather die than become an American. Sorry. My grandfathers fought for me to be here, and I think I would definitely be doing a disservice to them if I let me or my family turn coat. So it's just, I'm a very proud Canadian.
If Trump tries to make Canada the 51st state, many people in Ontario won't complain.
Blacks for Trump, baby. We're all about that guy. Let's go!
Yeah, and that guy's an immigrant.
But many more will be up in arms.
It's like saying to your neighbors, fuck you, we don't want you coming over here. I think he's an asshole. Sorry. That's what you get for getting Trump in there.
Trump is my godfather. I love him. I love his attitude. Even when they stormed the White House, it's like the first time in history that happened. And he get away with it. How much balls that take? He may be an asshole, but he got a lot of balls. Other people will take on that same initiative in leadership. Look at how much things will get done. But at least he have balls. It may be small. I don't know how the size of it, but he still does what he says.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button. We simultaneously have series coming out from Minnesota, Florida, the UK, and a whole lot more. Make sure you don't miss any of it.